Hello, viewers. Presently, we are dealing with Beyond the Land of Hatamala, written by Badal Sarkar. For the last couple of videos, we have seen the considerable development in the play. The plot of the play is gradually moving forward, and now we will discuss the most important phase of this particular play, Beyond the Land of Hatamala. Friends, as you know, Kenaram and Becharam both are the professional thieves, and once they land up to this wonderful land and community, they came across a series of surprises. The reason is very obvious. They belong to such a world which is purely a capitalistic world, where you have a lot of prominence to money, market, sale, and all these mercantile activities are the part and parcel. Whereas the kind of community that they find in this wonderful land, that is something really very extraordinary in the view of Kena and Becher. When they move here and there in different parts of this land, nobody objects them. Nobody questions them. And beyond that, nobody asks them to pay for anything. They drank sweet coconut water free of cost. They had full meals in the restaurant for several times free of cost. They enjoyed dessert and the fruits also, again free of cost. So here, it was really surprising for Kena and Becha, the professional thieves, that how these people living in this part of the world without money. There is no bargain, there is no give and take, there is no exchange. If at all these two talk about money, jewelry, gold, the people of the community are very passive in this respect. But all these developments that they have witnessed and experienced, that is the actual part that creates an interest in the mind of the audience and the reader as well, if at all you are reading the book. Now you see the kind of development that we find. This Kena and Becha both are unable to understand what is actually going on there in this land. Once Kena asked Becha, just check out whether we are in dreams. But later on, both of them got into a brawl and Kena slaps Becha. See the wonderful reaction from the people of the community. They say that probably these are the games of the Hatamala, and that's why they are playing over here now. But later they realized that something went wrong between the two, and both of them require some medical counseling. And they start talking about the doctor. As soon as Kena and Becha listen the word that they are going to call the doctor, in fact, they overheard, then they came back to their senses and said, no, we are absolutely fine. Why do you take us to the doctor? Already you caught us red-handed. Whatever punishment that you want to give, you can give, no problem at all. Why do you need the doctor here? We are absolutely fine. Then there was a question posted by Kena, and they are trying to, especially Kena is trying to inquire the people of the community that how do you live without money? Again, the people of the community gave a passive response and said, what do you mean by that? Money, you mean to say that somebody's image is printed on it, a piece of paper that carries some importance? We don't have such kind of currency over here. In fact, we don't know what is money, what is currency, what is market, what is sale, what is a shop. These concepts are totally ruled out from our land. We don't even bother about all these things because everything is freely, easily available for us. Then both of them start thinking, how is it possible that these people get everything free? They say, actually, we don't get anything free, but we work for the country. And in the meantime, what happens? The doctor also arrives there, as it is already informed by the people of the community. Doctor is very much there. And now there will be a dialogue between the two. But before that, you need to remember that the kind of experience that they had on this wonderful island, that is something really very, very surprising for Becha and Kena. Both of them come to a conclusion that the people of this community are terribly backward because they don't know about money. And this kind of, thought will casually come to everybody's mind who belongs to the world which is a capitalistic world, a materialistic world, the place that has a lot of importance to money, jewelry, gold, savings, so on and so on. They kept on interacting with the local people of the community and trying to understand what exactly and how exactly do they live. And finally, they come to understand the fact that everybody lives there very comfortably, whether a man or a woman, everybody should work for the country. Children go to school, they complete their education, food and other requirements are provided by the state. So this much, at least, they have gathered from the interaction with the people. Then the people also suggested that if at all you really want to see our collection of money, gold, jewelry and all, you just pay a visit to our library. Then Kena and Becha, both of them are again surprised. How is it like they are keeping all these things in the library? Kena says, see, we do have a library in our hometown and we pay 20 paise per month as the subscription fees. We have Jagat Tarini library and that charges for subscription. Then they ask the villagers or the people of this community whether there are any charges for the library. Then again the people say, we don't have any subscription there. Everything is kept in the open racks. Anybody can go, anyone can access, anyone can use, anyone can borrow, no issue at all. Simply you need to register your name, that's all. So once this Kena and Becha came to know that the library has a very good collection of gold, ornaments, currency notes, which are kept over there as a model and that too brought from some other places. So they find it like there is an opportunity for them to steal the things. But when these things are going on and these two are talking in this way, again the people of the community say, I think these are the people from Hatamala and that's why they are really surprised to see our entire system over here. But they have a terrific chronic disorder and they desperately need the doctor. And as I said just before, that they have already called the doctor over there and now they are going to have an interaction with the doctor. But beforehand, what happens? These two, just sat somewhere and thought of just going to a barber's house in order to shave. And Kena and Becha also want to have a pair of footwear. Then both are there. First of all, they went to the barber's shop. Both of them shaved. Again, nobody asked for money. They left the shop. In fact, I should not call it a shop. But still, just for our understanding, I will use the word. Then they find another shop there providing the footwear. Instead of calling it a shop again, I'll say counter. There is a counter where the footwears are kept. And those who need it, they are coming over there, picking up the pair suitable to their feet and taking it away. Again, there is nothing like paying bills and all. So Kena and Becha, both are of course interested, both of them choose their footwear. Now Kena is thinking of, we should go to the library as it is already directed by the people of the community. And let me check whether our poker and other tools are available and ready. Because instead of going to the library, borrowing the things, it's better that I make another hole in the wall of the library and steal all the valuables and precious material from the library, especially gold ornaments, whatever is being displayed over there. This was the idea which was going on in the mind of Kena. Becha is not of a different opinion. First of all, he tells Kena, let us go for restaurant, just have something first. But Kena is not at all of the opinion. He kept on thinking. By the time Since Becha was feeling very much hungry, he went to the restaurant, had some food first. Later on, he went to the library also. In fact, he was insisting Kena to accompany him. But Kena was reluctant because he was thinking of some robbery over there. In fact, Becha tells him, what do you do after robbing these people? If at all you steal also, what do you do? We will sell. Who is going to buy? People. These people don't have money to pay us. What is the use of it? Then Kena says, we will go back to Kolkata and we will sell all these things over there. So this sort of dialogue is also there between the two. Finally, what happens? This Becha goes to the library, pays the first visit over there. As soon as he enters the library, he is really surprised to see the situations over there. All the valuables, especially gold ornaments, are also kept open in different racks. He just finds one gold, watch for himself and a few more things over there. Enters his name in the register and borrows it from the library. Comes out of it, approaches Kena. Kena is still sitting there near the barber's shop. And as soon as he notices that Becha has borrowed something from the library, instead of stealing, he got angry. Again, there is a brawl between the two. Kena tells him, I taught you how to steal. I taught you how to use our instruments. I taught you how to make a perfect hole in the wall. I taught you all the techniques of robbery. And without even informing me, you are straight away going to the library, picking up the things, entering your name there, and borrowing it and using it and still telling me all this silly thing. How dare you? So there is a little bit hot discussion between the two. And as I said, all these things are being observed by the doctor. Now there is an interaction first between these two. Later, they have a dialogue with the doctor as well. There are so many doubts in the minds of Becha and Kena that they clarify first with the doctor. Earlier, they were worried the doctor will inquire about the jackfruit. If you remember, in one of the previous parts, I told you that the people of the community handed over a very big size jackfruit to be handed over to the doctor. But Becha and Kena did not hand over that jackfruit to the doctor. Instead, both of them ate it. They thought that doctor may inquire about it. But doctor very simply says, no problem at all. Anyway, it does not belong to any specific person. Any fruit is available for everybody. Whether you ate it or I ate it, no difference at all. And later on, I again requested for one more piece and I was supplied. Don't worry about it. There is no matter in this respect at all. So these two are, discussing the matter. They talk about a diamond ring. They talk about the gold jewelry. They talk about the gold watch and whatever this Becha has already, seen and observed there in the library. So finally, whatever doubts they were trying to clarify with the doctor, that one of the most important doubts that I would like to discuss over here is when these two are asking the doctor that how do you people live without money? And how do you get all these facilities free? Then the doctor said, see, my dear, we don't get anything free. Is that clear? We don't get anything free. The state provides us everything that we need. And in return, we work for the state, we work for the country. You think that the food is free, shoes are free, the barber services are free, coconut is free. Okay, since you are a foreigner for us, you happen to visit our place for the first time. So these things are absolutely free for you, no doubt about it. You need not work at all. As long as you want, you can stay here, you enjoy your life here, nobody will question. But if at all you want to be the part of this community, I think you are expected to work, because everybody living in this community, living in this country, works for the nation. And we have our own commitment. In return, the state provides us food, shelter, clothing, services, amenities, so on and so on. And that is all being provided by the state. So we don't need money. But mind it well, it is not available free. We work for the country, and the country provides the facility to us. That's all. And that is how the things are very smoothly, comfortably, and in a calm way going on. Actually, the doctor's statement in this respect cannot be easily digested by these two. I quote the text when the doctor utters about it. No, it isn't really free. We all work to the best of our abilities. That's why we get everything we need. If we didn't work, probably we wouldn't get anything. So now I think these two people, that is Kena and Becha, have understood the fundamental principle of life and work in this wonderful land. They come to a conclusion that if at all you want to live here, you are expected to work. And in return, the state will provide you everything that you need. Then Kena and Becha start speculating the matter. They try to understand what exactly can they do if at all they want to continue to live. I think there is a radical change in the attitude and approach of Becha and Kena. Now they have realized the difference between the capitalistic society and the socialistic society. Now they realize the difference between the material life and the life based on the principles of communism. Now they realize that instead we go back to our capitalistic society, living somewhere in the native place, or maybe in Kolkata. Again, we will be the part and parcel of a capitalistic society. We will keep working as the thieves. We will always run away from the law. We will run away from the people. We will run away from the police. And police and the people will always be following us. So just let us get rid of it. Now they are thinking on the lines whether they can get accommodated in this community forever. Then they say, Becha and Kena, both of them say, we are, in a position to do nothing because we don't have any skill at all. Then doctor convinces him, Kena and Becha separately, convinces them, I would say, that everybody at least has a skill, no doubt about it. See, you can make a very good, very perfect hole in the wall. So you know how to use your poker for doing so. It means you are a skilled one. Likewise, you can acquire some other skills also and comfortably work for the society, work for the community, contribute to the nation, and live over here as we are living. Then Kena says, I'm good for nothing. Then Kena, you have taught your younger one, that is Becha. You are also a skilled one, right? When you can train or you could train Becha, it means you are a master. If at all you think of, you can also do wonders. See, both of you are very good at making perfect holes in the walls. It means you are skilled. But now you think of what best can you do for our community if at all you want to live over here. You take your time. You take 1 day, 2 days, 6 days, 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, 2 months, whatever time that you want to take, no problem at all. Nobody will question you. You live here as if you are the guest, no doubt. But just think of what best can you do. Then Becha says, when I was just making a rounds here and there, I found that a gardener was really working very efficiently while doing the job of the gardener. And I think that will definitely create some interest in my mind because my skills also can be used over there for planting the various plants and growing them properly. Then your doctor says, yeah, that's really very good. That is really wonderful. If you could, take up the occupation of working as a gardener. Similarly, Kena says, I think I should be a builder. Doctor asked him why. Then Kena says, I don't know. I think perhaps, he's taking some pause as well. I have ruined so many walls, made so many holes. So I thought, I don't know. I can't say really. Probably, Kena goes back to the past and, just remembers whatever happened. And he tells over here that I have ruined so many walls. I have made so many holes in different walls. I have cheated and looted so many people. I think I should really at least do the business of a builder. So I have broken so many walls. Now I want to construct walls. I have made holes in the walls. Now I want to work as a, mason to patch up the holes. And then doctor says, you are, really a wonderful people. One has already accepted working as a gardener. Now you are thinking on the similar line using your skills for the building of our country. And then doctor says, towards the end of the play, you were wondering how you could repair all those holes. You would like to build something for a change. And that was how the doctor also encouraged both of them. And after all that encouragement, Kena gives him an assurance, yes, exactly. Doctor, I couldn't put it all into words as well as you have, but I'll work over here as a mason, as a builder, and contribute my efforts for the building of this particular country, this particular land. So now I am leading towards the end of this play. There is a chorus holding hands and singing together. As the doctor silently beckons, Kena and Becha, both of them join hands with the chorus. And now I would like to recite the song sung by the chorus. And of course, afterwards, the curtain falls and the play comes to an end. So here I go with the song sung by the chorus, in which you find Kena and Becha. Both of them are settled over there now. Kena is going to contribute as a builder, and Becha is going to work as a gardener. Both of them have decided to settle down there forever, and this is going to be a sea change in their mindset. Once they were thinking in the capitalistic point of view, material point of view, now they have become the integral part of this society, thinking on the socialist ideology. So let us see what this song is all about. Whatever we need in this world, whatever we can make it all if we work together. We shall work our best indeed and take whatever we need. We shall share everything we have together. Come, let us share everything together. Whatever we need in this world, whatever, we shall make it all if we work together. Why go on shopping rampages? Why do we slave for mere wages? We shall share what we have together. Come, let us share everything together. And then the curtain falls and the play comes to an end. So friends, probably you might have learned the lesson towards the end of this play. This play promotes the basic principles of communism and the socialistic ideology. Nothing belongs to any individual. Everything belongs to the nation or the state. You need to just contribute as far as your skills and work is concerned for the betterment of the society, community, and the country. And in return, the state will make arrangements for all these things that you need to live your life, like food, clothing, shelter, facilities, amenities, so on and so on. And here, this concept of communism and socialism has been strongly promoted by Badal Sarkar, and the play ends with a happy note that Kena and Becha, both of them, realize the importance of work instead of stealing and making robberies here and there and living life. Now they recognize the importance of work, decided that Kena will work as a builder, Becha will work as a gardener. Both of them will contribute for the building of the nation. Whatever skills they have used till date for cheating the people and stealing the things, now they are going to use their skills for the building of this particular community and the nation. And in return, they will get all these things which are discussed in the course of time during the discussions of all these parts of this play. And this is how they decided to live their very happy life on this wonderful land. And now they are ready to forget about their Hatamala. This Hatamala is nothing but the materialistic world. Hatamala is nothing but the capitalistic world. Hatamala is nothing but the land where you have a lot of importance to money and material things. And that's why probably the author has given a title, Beyond the Land of Hatamala. It means this socialistic land, this land living life together based on the values and principles of communism. Probably they have renunciated everything, just contributing by the means of skills and work, and the state is looking after their requirements. And these principles we have seen even in some of the countries over here on this planet. So the play comes to an end, and probably at least by the end of this play, you might have understood the title, Beyond the Land of Hatamala. And in the course of the play also, you might have realized that different characters are claiming that these are the games of Hatamala, these are the people from Hatamala, these are the people coming from some other land, that is Hatamala. So this Hatamala is a place that we people are living together, and where you have a lot of importance to money, lot of importance to currency, lot of importance to jewelry, lot of importance to give and take, and we become possessive. But over there, that is beyond the land of Hatamala, means if you forget and take yourself away from this place and get into the wonderful land of these people, where this community is living together and they are ready to share everything equally among all. So this is also the basic principle of socialism, that the equal distribution of all the resources of the state among all the citizens of the country, and then the people live happily forever. And this is how we come to an end of this play, that is Beyond the Land of Hatamala, written by Badal Sarkar. So thank you very much for listening to me patiently.